Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top author on trading with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be speaking about USDCAD. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is essentially what the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving and shifting their orders. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality free trading education. So without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. Now, starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a market which at the moment is testing a quite strong historical monthly supply and resistance area. In fact, from here, all this previous rejection to the downside was created, and at the moment the market is testing the exact same zone, is currently in the process already of creating the rejection to the downside. So there is definitely the possibility of seeing more bearish price action being created away from this area. We can also notice, if we look closely, that we do not have any immediate support at this area. The nearest support, if we have to identify it, is around this zone here, which is essentially the area from which all these previous rejections to the downside were created. So at the moment, there is definitely some room for a bit more bearish price action for the market to continue lower and go and test the nearest level of horizontal support here from a structure perspective. So on the monthly, the situation is quite clear. Let's drop down on the weekly time frame and see what we have. Now, on the weekly, we can notice how the market has just created a massive impulse to the downside, breaking also a weekly structure level. In fact, here on the weekly time frame, this is previous weekly support from which these rejections to the upside were created. The market has now broken the level to the downside, so there is the possibility to see first a retest and then a rejection to the downside below the zone. And this is even more clear if we drop down on the daily time frame. In fact, here on the daily, we can really identify clearly where the structure is. This is the level from which all these previous rejections to the upside were created. This is also the area that, if we take our Fibonacci from the high to the low of this impulse zone, we can notice how we have exactly inside of this area the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. So essentially the strongest Fibonacci retracement level to which, if the market will retrace to, we have an increased probability of seeing a potential rejection to the downside away from this area. So the daily time frame as well is quite clear. I also spoke about USDCAD just a few days ago when the market was around this area, and I explained all the reasons for which this rejection to the downside is what I expected. And in fact, that is exactly what the market did. And by the way, I will link in description that previous analysis so you can go and check it out for more free education. But at the moment, what kind of structure we have and where could I be looking for where we could be looking for the next potential move here on this pair? Well, before we continue with the analysis, first, let's go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders. Now, this is where the big players in the market are moving their positions. This is the non-commercials in the market. And what we can notice is that with the last reports, they have been increasing their net positions. We went from 182k all the way up to minus 150k. So this shows how institutions are starting to move back to the bullish side for the CAD. Now, keep in mind that if we are looking at the CAD, actually we're looking at CAD USD because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. So by looking at the CAD already, we're looking at CAD USD, which simply means that if institutions are currently longing CAD USD, they are shorting USD CAD. So it is no surprise that all this massive move to the downside, in fact, has followed because institutions have been shorting USD CAD. Now, by the way, if you still haven't, make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find linked in description, so you never miss new updates. Now, back to the analysis. So in a situation like this, if the market will actually go and test this previous support turn resistance, at that point, what would I expect? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, if the market will go and test this resistance and we see that more institutions will be shorting USDCAD, at that point, I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see a potential rejection to the downside away from this level, completing this daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the downside. That definitely wouldn't surprise me. Now, all this general free education and analysis that you see me provide on YouTube is actually just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out my transparentfxtrading.com website, which you find linked in description. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to all my courses, starting from the very basics of charting all the way up to the more advanced topics like how to build automated trading strategies using the MQL4 language, how to build portfolios of strategies, and using quantitative finance tools like the Quant Analyzer to actually build those portfolios of strategies. You also have the possibility to gain access to my trading station software with the Telegram notifications integrations. You can get one-on-one mentorship directly with me. Also, you can gain access to the COT data software, which you often see me use on my YouTube channel. This is an all-in-one program. In fact, on top of all of this, you also have the possibility to gain access to all my personally developed EAs, so my automated trading tools. Here, you will see all the presentations of each and every one of them. And also you have the possibility to gain access to the trading show, so essentially a live stream of all the trades happening in live time from my live account. And if you continue to scroll down past the testimonials, you will see that you can also find the button to join now, and you will essentially be put in contact of my WhatsApp number. So I really suggest that you go and check it out as soon as possible. The link is in the description, and I will see you in my next video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, if you have any suggestions on any topics or pairs that you would like me to cover in the next videos, make sure to drop them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.